Welcome the rare gems. Control is often seen as a game we all play, but Sigma females have turned this game into a showcase of defiance. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." In a world where everyone is pressured to fit in, Sigma females stand out as the ultimate rebels who refuse to be controlled or manipulated. They live by their own rules and shape their own futures. So why are Sigma females so resistant to control? What makes them glide through life, seemingly untouched by the usual tactics of influence? Join us as we uncover the layers of their independence and explore why they are the true masters of their own lives. Get ready, because understanding Sigma females will challenge everything you thought you knew about control and freedom. Let's get started. Rare gems. Number 1, their silence is their power. Sigma females navigate life in a way that sets them apart. One key trait is their preference for action over words. While many rely on talking to express their thoughts and intentions, Sigma females understand that words can be misleading or easily manipulated. Instead, they let their actions speak for themselves. This choice to stay quiet creates an air of mystery. It's not that they lack thoughts or feelings, they simply choose not to broadcast them. By keeping their cards close, Sigma females maintain an element of unpredictability. You never really know what they're thinking or planning next, which makes it hard for anyone to get a grip on them. This silence is actually a powerful shield. It protects them from being easily influenced or manipulated. When others try to pry or provoke a reaction, Sigma females stay calm and unshaken. They don't feel the need to explain or justify themselves, leaving others guessing and often frustrated. Because Sigma females don't reveal their true thoughts or intentions, they're incredibly difficult to control. Their silence isn't a sign of weakness. It's a strategic move that lets them stay in charge of their own story. By mastering the art of doing more and saying less, they keep an edge that's hard to match. In a world where everyone is eager to be heard, the quiet confidence of a Sigma female speaks volumes, allowing her to navigate life on her own terms. Number 2. They don't fall for the silent treatment. Silent treatment? No problem. Silent treatment? Forget about it. Sigma females have a knack for handling emotional manipulation, and the silent treatment is as effective on them as a water pistol on a wildfire. They're not fazed by cold shoulders or passive-aggressive, "I'm fine" routines. In fact, they might even find it a bit amusing. For Sigma females, clear communication is key. They value honesty and directness and prefer it to playing guessing games. So when someone tries to use silence as a weapon, they see it as a waste of time. Instead of getting hurt or confused, they're likely to shrug it off and keep going with their day, focused on their own goals. Sigma females understand that the silent treatment is usually an attempt to manipulate or control. They're not interested in playing emotional games. They're too busy living life on their own terms. While someone might be stewing and hoping they'll come crawling back, Sigma females are likely off doing something productive or enjoying their independence. In their world, the silent treatment is just a minor distraction they've learned to ignore. Number 3. They won't give up their freedom. Freedom is non-negotiable. Sigma females treat their freedom like a prized treasure. They don't just protect their independence, they show it off as their most valuable asset. For a Sigma female, giving up personal space or conforming to someone else's demands feels like trading a winning lottery ticket for a pile of IOUs. Think you can convince them to change their plans or shift their priorities for the sake of a relationship? Think again. Sigma females have a sharp instinct for spotting attempts at control, and they typically respond by doubling down on their desire for freedom. It's not about being difficult. They simply value their autonomy so much that they'll steer clear of any relationship that threatens it. Imagine trying to fence in a free-range eagle and expecting it to stay there. Sigma females will spread their wings and soar right over any constraints. They have an almost instinctive resistance to being boxed in or manipulated, and no amount of emotional persuasion will change that. Sigma females are built to be self-sufficient and live life on their own terms. If you try to take away their freedom, they'll just walk away, leaving you to wonder why you thought you could ever control them in the first place. Number 4, they see through the game. Sigma females have an exceptional knack for understanding social dynamics. They see through the game that people often play to manipulate or control others. This means they're not easily fooled by flattery, guilt trips, or any other common tactics used to influence someone. Imagine a chess player who can anticipate every move before it happens. That's what it's like when you try to manipulate a Sigma female. She's always a step ahead, spotting the underlying motives and hidden agendas behind people's actions. Whether someone's trying to charm her into compliance or pressure her into a decision, she quickly identifies the strategy at play and responds accordingly. Her ability to see through these games makes her almost immune to manipulation. She's not swayed by the usual tricks because she understands exactly what's happening beneath the surface. This insight allows her to remain in control of her own choices and actions, unaffected by others' attempts to steer her in a direction she doesn't want to go. So, while others might be tangled up in the web of social maneuvering, Sigma females glide through with clarity and confidence, navigating their own path without being thrown off course. Number 5. Their path is unique. No uniqueness, no Sigma. Sigma females are like lone wolves in a world full of sheep. They set their own path and follow their own rules, making them nearly immune to typical social pressures. They aren't interested in fitting into societal molds or meeting other people's expectations. Instead, they create their own unique journey, making conventional paths seem ordinary and unremarkable. This strong sense of individuality means that trying to control a Sigma female is like trying to herd a cat. She won't follow a script or conform to someone else's idea of what she should be doing. Her freedom is so important to her that any attempt to steer her according to someone else's plan is met with a bemused shrug and a firm, "No thanks." She's completely comfortable being an outlier and prefers it that way. While others might scramble to keep up with trends or societal norms, Sigma females are off thriving on their own terms. Trying to control them is like trying to move a mountain. It just won't happen. They're committed to their own path, and any attempt to divert them will likely be met with resistance rather than compliance. In their world, they make the rules and call the shots, and they wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you for subscribing and joining our community. Your support truly means a lot to us. Don't forget to on the bell icon so you stay updated with all our latest videos. Now at number 6, fearless individualism. Sigma females are incredibly fearless when it comes to their individuality. They embrace being different and standing alone without any hesitation. This fearless approach makes them resistant to control because they don't worry about losing relationships or social status like others might. While many people might go along with the crowd to avoid conflict or keep their social standing intact, Sigma females are perfectly fine with marching to the beat of their own drum. They're not afraid of breaking away from the norm or standing apart from the group. Their self-confidence and comfort in their own skin allow them to stay true to themselves, regardless of what others think or expect. This fearless individualism means that attempts to control or influence Sigma females often fall short. They're not swayed by the usual pressures of fitting in or maintaining social connections. Unlike those who might feel anxious about stepping out of line or upsetting the status quo, Sigma females embrace their independence and are comfortable with solitude if it means staying true to who they are. In essence, their lack of fear about standing alone makes them incredibly hard to control. They're not driven by the need for approval or the fear of losing what they have. Instead, they remain unshaken, focused on their own path and goals. This fearless individualism is a core part of their identity, making them resilient to any attempts at manipulation or control. Number 7. Dynamic self-actualization. Sigma females don't stick to a fixed identity. Instead, they're always evolving, growing, changing, and redefining who they are. They don't cling to a rigid persona. They embrace change and let their experiences shape them. This constant evolution makes it almost impossible for anyone to control or influence them effectively. Just when someone thinks they've figured out a Sigma female, she's already moved on to her next phase of growth. Her identity is fluid, not set in stone, which makes her elusive and hard to pin down. For Sigma females, personal growth isn't a destination, it's an ongoing journey. They're constantly seeking new challenges, broadening their horizons and refining their understanding of themselves. Because they're always changing, attempts to control or manipulate Sigma females often fall flat. Old methods of influence, like appealing to past preferences or predicting future actions, just don't work. Sigma females are always outgrowing their old patterns, making them unpredictable and hard to control. This dynamic nature lets them stay self-directed, resilient, and adaptable. They're always ready to face new challenges with an open mind and a continually evolving sense of self. Number 8. Compartmentalized lives. Sigma females have a masterful way of organizing their lives that keeps them always one step ahead of anyone trying to figure them out. They don't live their lives as an open book for everyone to read. Instead, they compartmentalize different parts of their lives, keeping them separate and distinct. This isn't just a habit, it's a deliberate strategy to stay in control of their personal story. By keeping their work life, personal life, friendships, and hobbies in separate compartments, Sigma females ensure that no one person ever gets the full picture of who they really are. The people they work with might only see their professional side, while friends might only know their social side. Even close relationships are kept distinct, never fully overlapping with other areas of their life. This approach has several benefits. For one, it protects Sigma females from being too easily understood or predicted. Since no one has the complete story, it's tough for anyone to use that knowledge to influence or control them. People often try to get leverage by learning about someone's weaknesses or routines, but with Sigma females, these details are scattered and compartmentalized, making it nearly impossible to piece them together. Moreover, this compartmentalization lets Sigma females move freely between different aspects of their lives without being tied down or overly influenced by any single one. They can fully immerse themselves in one area without the baggage or expectations from another creeping in. This ability to switch roles and environments without overlap gives them a level of freedom and control that few others have. For Sigma females, this compartmentalized approach isn't about hiding who they are, but about preserving their autonomy. It's a way to keep their inner world protected and out of reach from anyone who might try to use it against them. By keeping different parts of their lives separate, Sigma females ensure they are the only ones who truly understand their full identity. This makes them incredibly hard to control, as no one person ever has enough insight to sway them. In a world where people often try to gain an upper hand by understanding others, Sigma females stand apart. Their compartmentalized lives act as a fortress, guarding their freedom and keeping them in control of their own destiny. Number 9. Not bound by societal timelines. Sigma females aren't tied down by the usual societal deadlines, like getting married, having kids, or hitting certain career milestones by a specific age. They don't feel the pressure to tick off these boxes just because it's what's expected. Instead, they move through life on their own schedule, making their own decisions based on what feels right for them. This freedom from societal expectations means that they aren't following the same path as everyone else. While many people feel rushed to meet these traditional markers and might be influenced by societal pressure, Sigma females chart their own course without concern for fitting into these conventional timelines. Because they're not racing to meet societal milestones, it's tough for anyone to control or influence them. They aren't swayed by external pressures or traditional benchmarks. They make choices based on their own values and goals. This independence allows them to live life on their own terms, unaffected by the expectations that guide others. In essence, Sigma females operate outside the usual framework of societal expectations, which makes them incredibly hard to control. They follow their own rhythm and make their own rules, remaining focused on what's truly important to them rather than conforming to others' schedules or standards. Trying to control a Sigma female is like attempting to catch smoke with your bare hands, utterly impractical and destined for failure. Sigma females are defined by their unyielding independence and relentless pursuit of personal authenticity. They navigate life with a clarity and purpose that is fundamentally unaligned with conventional expectations or manipulative tactics. Sigma females have an exceptional ability to compartmentalize their lives, allowing them to keep their true selves hidden from those who might seek to influence them. They evolve constantly, their identities fluid and adaptable, which makes them nearly impossible to pin down. Their freedom is fiercely protected, and they make decisions based on their own principles, not societal pressures or emotional manipulations. To think one can control a Sigma female is to fundamentally misunderstand her essence. She doesn't conform to traditional roles or timelines, and isn't swayed by attempts to bend her to others' will. Her self-direction and autonomy are not just traits. They are the core of her being. In essence, Sigma females are not just resisting control. They are redefining what it means to live authentically and independently. They are the architects of their own lives, impervious to conventional methods of influence. Trying to control them isn't just impractical. It's an acknowledgement of their remarkable ability to live on their own terms and to remain steadfast in their personal sovereignty. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now and take care.